Stop. Before you scroll past this, I need to ask you one question. When was the last time you actually chased something? Not wished for it. Not daydreamed about it in bed at night. Actually chased it. Because here's what nobody tells you: the life you've always imagined, the success, the freedom, the happiness, it is 100% possible for you. It always has been. But there is one invisible force that has been standing between you and everything you want. And it is not your family. It is not your past. It is not money. It is not where you were born. It is fear. And today, in the next 25 minutes, we are going to destroy it together. My name is Shunny, and this is the video that is going to change the direction of your entire life. Stay with me. Let me ask you something honest. Close your eyes for just 1 second and picture the life you truly want. Do you see it? A beautiful home. Financial freedom. A body you're proud of. Peace of mind. Work that fills you with purpose. Relationships that lift you up. Real success. Now open your eyes. How far does that picture feel from where you are right now? For most people, and I mean most, that picture feels like a fantasy. Like something that happens to other people. Lucky people. Special people. People who were born with advantages you didn't have. But I want to tell you something today that I want you to really hear. That distance between your dream and your reality? It is not made of circumstances. It is made of excuses. And every single excuse, every single one, has the same root. Fear. Who doesn't dream? Tell me whose eyes don't wander toward dreams? But dreaming is not enough. The people whose names get written on the pages of history were not just dreamers. They were chasers. They put their feet in the direction of their eyes. Everyone has dreamed of success. Of happiness. Of friendship, a vibrant body, financial freedom, good children, peace of mind. Everyone. The dream never goes away. But most people live tied to this false belief that dreams are just dreams. That they are foolish. That they are empty. Have you heard these words? Get out of your dreams. Dreams give wounds. Dreams are for fools. If you have believed those words, I want you to know today those words are wrong. Every single one of them. The words you should associate with your dreams are different. Hope. Passion. Energy. Light. Destination. Color. A brilliant future. Your dream is not a delusion. It is a direction. Now let's talk about something I call strong desire and why it is the engine of every life that ever truly moved forward. Our lives are shaped by two forces at all times. Two constant pulls. On one side, there is the past, its failures, its frustrations, its moments of weakness, its humiliations, and its disappointments. These are the shackles on your feet. They do not let you move. They keep you frozen. But there is another force. And this one is alive. It is the strong, burning desire to achieve your goal and fulfill your dream. This force does not drag you back. It pushes you forward. It gives you energy at 11 o'clock at night when everyone else is asleep. It wakes you up at 5 in the morning before your alarm. It gives you the strength to face problems that would have broken you before. This is the power of a clear dream attached to a burning desire. And it feels, I am not exaggerating, it feels like magic. I want to tell you about a conversation I once had with a young man. I asked him, "What is your biggest dream?" He looked at me with tired eyes and said, "Dream? Forget about it, sir. I finished my M.Com. If I can just get a bank job, that will be a huge achievement." I looked at him. I said, "Why do you want the bank job?" "To earn money," he said. "Okay," I said. "What if someone gave you so much money right now that you could never use it all in your entire lifetime? Would you still work at a bank?" He thought about it. "No," he said. "Who would want that?" "Then what would you do?" I asked. He smiled and said, "I'd have fun." I looked into his eyes. And I said quietly, "We have not come to this earth to just have fun. We have come to do something. He stared at me like I had said something in a foreign language. And I want to ask you the same thing right now. What are you doing with your life? When is the last time you sat still and truly thought about it? Here's what I've found after years of talking to people. Most of us have never been taught how to dream with our whole heart. We have been trained to be realistic, to settle, to manage expectations, to not want too much. But every great invention, every movement, every breakthrough in human history started as an unrealistic dream in someone's mind. Right now, if this video is speaking to something inside you, hit that subscribe button. Because every single week, we release content like this that is designed to wake something up in you. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Subscribe right now. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, I'll wait. Now let me take you to a gym. Not a famous gym. Just an ordinary one. A friend of mine was in there one afternoon, doing push-ups. He collapsed on his 5th one. I said, "How many push-ups can you do?" He said, 5. Maybe 10 on a good day. I said, "Can you do 50? He laughed at me. "What are you talking about? I'm not that strong." I said, "Okay. Do 5. Then rest for 2 minutes." He did. "Now do 5 more." He did. "Now rest." "Do 5 more." Rest. 5 more. By the end, he had done 50 push-ups. He looked at me with pure shock on his face. He said, "That's a miracle." I shook my head. I said, "No. That is not a miracle. That is the secret." He said, "What's the secret?" "Rest." I looked at him and said, "No. The secret is not rest. The purpose of life is not rest. The secret is that you never stopped. You kept getting up. Every time you fell, you rested just enough to get back up and go again. This is what most people don't understand about the journey to success. They think success is one giant leap. One perfect moment. One magical lucky break. So they wait for it. And while they wait, their dream slowly fades. But success is not a leap. It is a series of small actions done consistently, with rest in between, over a long period of time. 5 push-ups. Rest. 5 more. Rest. 50 at the end. This is what separates people who achieve their dreams from people who don't. Not talent. Not luck. Not connections. Just the willingness to get up one more time after falling down. Think about your own life right now. What is the dream you have fallen on 5 times? What is the goal that keeps knocking you down? I want you to hear this. The fall is not the failure. Staying down is the failure. Get up. Rest if you must. But never stay down. Right now, in the comments below this video, I want you to write down your biggest dream. Just one sentence. Write it out loud. Write it where other people can see it. Because the moment you declare your dream publicly, something shifts inside you. It stops being a wish and starts being a commitment. Write it below right now. I read every comment. Now let's talk about the real enemy. The one that has been with you your whole life. The one that wears 1,000 different masks. I have asked hundreds of people from all walks of life, all ages, all backgrounds, why haven't you achieved your dreams? And every single person has at least 3 reasons. Compelling reasons. Detailed reasons. Reasons they can prove to you with facts and examples. I am ugly. I am fat. I am too thin. I am too tall. I am too short. I am too old. I am too young. I don't have education. I came from a poor background. I am bald. I'm just a housewife. I'm divorced. My house burned down. My job is gone. My father was an addict. My family gave me nothing. My life is a story of failures. What is your list? What are your top 3? I guarantee you have them. And I guarantee you have told them to other people. You have spent energy proving why you could not succeed. But here's the truth that I need you to sit with today. Those reasons, as real as they feel, are excuses dressed in the clothes of truth. And every excuse has the same name underneath it. Fear. Some of us fear failure. What if I try and it doesn't work? What if I embarrass myself? What if people see me fall? And some of us, and this is the one nobody talks about, fear success. What if I actually make it? Then what? Will I have to speak to crowds? Will I lose the people I love? Will I become someone my family no longer recognizes? Fear of failure stops us from starting. Fear of success stops us from finishing. And both of them together? They keep us stuck in the middle, dreaming but never doing, planning but never acting, hoping but never believing. I remember a man who came to me during a training session. He said, "I need to do an MBA from a foreign university to fulfill my dreams. But I started an MBA years ago and I quit. And now it will take 2.5 more years to finish. By then I'll be 43. I said, "If you don't go back to university, how old will you be in 2.5 years? He paused. I said, "Still 43. So the question is not how old you'll be when you finish. The question is, what will you do with the years after 43? Do you want those years to be full or empty? If a person finishes their MBA at 43 and lives to 100, that is 57 years of a fully equipped, fully empowered life ahead of them. The fear of time wasted is what keeps us wasting more time. This is the dark magic of fear. It convinces us that the price of trying is too high when in reality, the price of not trying is infinitely higher. It is the price of a whole life. Our society does not allow us to admit fear. We are trained to think that fear is cowardice. So instead of saying "I am afraid," we say "I can't." We say it's too late. We say "I don't have what it takes." But what we really mean, every single time, is, "I am scared." And you know what I want to tell you? That is okay. Fear is a human thing. Every person you admire has been afraid. Every great story began with someone who was terrified. The 3-foot actor Peter Dinklage, who played Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones, said it himself, "I conquered my fear before my fear conquered me." He had every reason to believe the world would never let him through the door. He faced rejection his entire career. He refused to play into what people expected of him. And eventually, the world made room. The truth is this: your fear is not a wall. It is a door. The moment you walk through it, the fear dissolves. It only has power when you are standing on the wrong side. Face it. Walk through it. And watch what happens on the other side. Now I want to tell you about a man who failed so many times that the people around him literally stopped counting. A man who was fired, humiliated, publicly mocked, and left with nothing. Twice. And who still built one of the greatest companies in human history. That man is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was born in San Francisco in 1955. His biological parents gave him up for adoption before he was even born. He grew up in a working-class home in Silicon Valley. He was brilliant and restless and difficult, the kind of person who drove people crazy because he saw things others couldn't see. He dropped out of college after one semester because his adoptive parents couldn't afford the tuition, and he didn't want to drain their savings on an education he wasn't sure about. He slept on the floor of friends' dorm rooms. He returned Coke bottles for 5 cents each to buy food. He walked 7 miles across town to get a free meal at the Hare Krishna temple. But Steve Jobs had a vision. He believed with every cell in his body that computers could be personal. That technology could be beautiful. That it could change the world. In 1976, in a garage, he co-founded Apple Computer with Steve Wozniak. 10 years later, Apple was a billion-dollar company. And then in 1985, Steve Jobs was fired. From his own company. The board of directors he had hired voted him out. He was 30 years old. He described it later as devastating. He said it felt like someone had punched him in the stomach and knocked out every bit of air. He was publicly humiliated. He had no idea what to do next. This is the darkest moment. This is where most people would have collapsed permanently. But here is what Steve Jobs did with his fear. He got quiet. He went back to what he loved creating. He started a new computer company called Next. He bought a small animation studio that nobody thought would amount to anything. That studio's name was Pixar. He used the power of his mind and his belief that creativity and technology were not separate things, they were the same thing. He kept working. He kept building. He kept trusting the vision even when the world had rejected him. In 1997, 12 years after being fired, Apple bought Next. And Steve Jobs came back to the company. The company that had thrown him out. Within 2 years, he launched the iMac. Then the iPod. Then the iPhone. Then the iPad. He didn't just save Apple, he turned it into the most valuable company on the planet. Steve Jobs once said that being fired from Apple was the best thing that ever happened to him. Because the heaviness of success had been replaced by the lightness of a beginner. He was free to think like someone who had nothing to lose because he didn't. The very moment that felt like his greatest defeat was actually his greatest beginning. What if the worst thing that has happened to you is actually the beginning of your greatest story? What if your firing, your rejection, your failure, your rock bottom, what if that is not the end of your story, but the moment your real story starts? If this video moved something inside you today, if even one sentence made you think differently about your dream, your fear, your future, please share this video with one person who needs to hear it. One friend. One family member. One person who has been letting fear write their story for them. And if you are ready to go deeper, if you want to know the exact step-by-step method to turn your fear into fuel, our next video is already waiting for you. It is called the 5-step formula to turn your fear into power, and it will give you the tools to take everything we talked about today and make it real in your actual life. I want to tell you now about a woman who was fired from her job, who was called unmarketable, who was told her talk show idea would never work because she was too emotional, too much, not polished enough. That woman is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah's story begins in Mississippi in 1954. She was born into extreme poverty to a teenage single mother. She was raised in such desperate conditions that she wore potato sacks to school. As a child, she suffered unimaginable abuse. She ran away from home at 13. At 14, she gave birth to a premature baby who died shortly after. The world had given her every reason to become a statistic. But Oprah had something in her that refused to stay silent. She threw herself into school. She won a scholarship. She started working in radio. And then, at age 22, she moved to Baltimore for a TV job and got fired. The producer told her she was too emotionally invested in her stories. She was reassigned to a low-rated local talk show, essentially a demotion meant to get her out of the way. That reassignment was the turning point. On that local talk show, Oprah stopped performing. She stopped trying to be what the producers wanted. She stopped pretending. She simply walked out and started talking to people. From her heart. With full emotion. With full honesty. Within months, the ratings exploded. The very quality she had been punished for, her deep emotional connection with people, became the single most powerful thing about her. She used the power of her mind and her belief in one simple idea, that real human connection is the most valuable thing on television. That vulnerability is not weakness. It is the most powerful force in communication. By 1986, the Oprah Winfrey Show had gone national. By the 1990s, she was the highest-paid entertainer in television history. She built a billion-dollar media empire. She started a magazine, a film production company, and a leadership academy in South Africa for girls. She became Oprah. But she only became Oprah because she stopped trying to be what others told her to be. She faced the fear of rejection, the fear of being too much, and she walked right through it. Here is what I want you to take from Oprah's story. The thing that someone is criticizing about you right now, the thing they say is too much, too different, too unusual, might be the very thing that makes you extraordinary. Stop hiding it. Start using it. Click the link on your screen right now. Watch that video next. The journey has already begun. Thank you for watching. I believe in you. Now it is time for you to believe in yourself. Wait, stay with me. The most important part of today's message is coming right now. Don't leave. We all make plans in our dreams to do great things. We all have a feeling of restlessness, a burning inside us that whispers, I am meant for more than this. But most of us do not live the life we dreamed of. Not because we couldn't, but because we let fear dress itself up as reason, and we believed it. We let our relationships get rocky while the sword of failure hung over our heads. We let the electricity bills and the job insecurity and the emotional bankruptcy keep us spinning in place. And all the while, the dream sat there patient, waiting, still possible. Here is what I have learned from years of studying success and from looking into the eyes of thousands of people who were afraid. Fear can be defeated. Every single time. But only when you realize that the cause of your fear is inside you, not outside. The problems are not the problem. You are the solution. Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb after over 1,000 failed attempts, once said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. He did not run from his fear. He ran through it. Over and over and over again. I want only one thing for you to fear, and that is fear itself. And I want to give you one weapon against it. The only weapon that works. Face it. When we accept that there are no room for excuses, when we accept that our internal fear, not our external circumstances, is the source of our suffering, then our lives begin to make miracles. That is not a cliché. That is the truth I have witnessed in person, in boardrooms and in broken homes, in people with nothing and people with everything. You do not know the magic that is waiting inside you. You have not yet met the version of you that has walked through the fear. But I promise you that version exists. And it is extraordinary. Success is not about talent. It is not about luck. It is not about where you were born or what happened to you. Success is going beyond the boundaries of your fear. That is it. That is the whole secret. Go beyond the boundary of your fear and you will find the life you always deserved.